let's frickin' go. Things are looking good. So let's just... Let's don't waste any time and see what happens. Okay, so the first attempt, the first prompt for InkTober is a very simple mustache, and we found this fine gentleman with a spruce mustache. And let's see if we are, I think we're just gonna make him, we're gonna do a two-value study. Done some of those earlier this month off stream. So let's just start with some big, basic, round shapes. For the head, neck, does that look? If we did like that. Now we have a starting point. And his hand was about here. With a thumb sticking out like that. And his other hand is roughly speaking here. Does that make any lick of sense? Kind of, sort of. Okay, so that one is actually much more to his, closer to the edge. Let's see. Makes more sense. Close. So, apparently this is a good exercise, two-value study, because it forces you to make decisions. It's either in light or it's in shadow, and there's very little in between. Just hard edges and nothing else. We're supposed to start with big brush, big shapes, take it from there. All right. So like that. We draw and we change. opacity for our reference at 69%, because then everybody knows that's the best number. Right on. Okay, let's see if we can get things. Let's work on this hand. And yeah, so I picked up streaming because I figured, why not? It's just another form of art journaling, really. In the grand scheme of things, I suppose. Might separate him from the background. It's not as... Are we on the right track though? Not with that hand. That hand is way, that arm is, but... So a basic all-round brush, toggling between erasing and his hair. His ears that much. This needs to be. Excuse me. This copying thing is going bad. Is that okay? The hand is coming up. That hand is coming along. Or not. Or it is. I just need to raise it a little bit. Okay. Now we know this. Seems to be really cooking. Yes. It's not much going on here. A little bit straighter. Right. Yeah, okay. I'm starting to see it. The question is, of course, what else can we do to better describe putting this much lower apparently. Ah! It's my ability to judge distances still could use some work. starting point at least. Yeah, okay. We need paintings on here. Then you have that one. Apparently there's a little bit of a good piece here about, roughly speaking, but also much lower. Like such. Roughly speaking, correct. Trim it down a bit. Important to save our progress. We don't want to lose our work. Right. So, what do we do? Well, it's kind of crudely in place. The bright spots that I see, crudely speaking, so, okay. Right. And I need to polish this. And of course, like his mustache is around that 16 or no, yeah. 15,500 is around this mark here. Put in stash, which is of course the main thing here. And then you have the chin shape thing, and which then goes into the neck, which is well into the 1800. How does that look? Okay, the stash needs to be bigger. Fair enough. Here's a big stash. Messy, I suspect. Oh, my selection tool has the wrong settings. But if we move it up a little bit. It looks pretty good. At least for starting. Layer technique that I picked up in Control Paint some time back. Basically, work on one. Excuse me. You work on one layer. You have a master layer, and then you have a temp layer, you're working on a temp layer, and then once you're happy with it, you collapse it down to the master layer, and then you can do temp layer, and you work on the temp layer. So you basically have one layer that you're constantly working on, and it's a nice, non-destructive way of working. Okay. His face is coming along rather nicely. His fingers are not. And again, hands are notoriously difficult to draw, so I can't imagine what they would be any easier using good old paint. Painting techniques. His mustache needs to be longer still. Like, what the heck, dude? How much of a stash? I know that this is InkTober, and stash is the name of the game for beginning, but like, dang. Oh, now it's okay. It's just me can't just keep moving the references, not in the wrong position. I have to find myself an anchor point, and I go like, okay, now that looks pretty good. The advantage of working with like a temp layer is, of course, you're not worrying about anything with the that was pretty spot on, if I may say so myself. You don't have to worry about any of the ruining anything that's underneath. So you're working on one layer in isolation, and once you're happy with it, and you clap your hands, you can also just you're essentially just going to. Of course, he has a hand, and he's holding a cigarette, just to make things interesting, or alternatively hard, depending on how you look at it. And this finger kind of has a bit of a shadow like that. It goes up and then down, and I have, and he has something like that. Kinda, sort of, maybe a little bit. It's difficult because you need to just think of describing his finger. That's his and then his other finger, and it just goes up from that, like that, and then it has like this little shadow in it. Oh, don't do that. Kinda. Kinda looks right. Correct? If you squint really hard. This ear is way too big. You're not Dumbo, you're a cool cigarette smoking man who has foregone the benefits of health in favor of looking cool. That isn't particularly cool to begin with. Right. If you just hold on a moment. I remember I forgot to do something. Be right back. That is interesting. Why are you... I have no idea why that happened, but it did. So that's the thing, I suppose. Hydro. Good old hydro water. Let's see, where were we? Right. Does this go? Does it need to go further out, or does it need to go? Oh yeah. Not by much, though. Not by much. It just needs a little bit of a bit of a. Right, and then of course he has the infamous Le Cigarette, and then there's the thumb. But the cigarette also casts a shadow on that same thumb. Huh. And the whole thing is too high up. I wonder, can I, just squish it a little bit? Kind of interested to figure out the workflow here. Ooh, would you look at that? Wishes and a Dream. I think that looks pretty good. Now, this hand that this gentleman has in his... Like, it's not necessarily picture perfect, but... Yeah, this horrible abomination that is supposed to be his hand. Just thinking of starting it over. What kind of brush size did I have? Like 200, I think. It's a pretty good, decent size. If you want to get some blobs down. Start with a blob and then sculpt it in, I suppose. That's the name of the game. I hear that, whenever I hear myself saying that, I keep thinking of Return of the Jedi. Lando Calrissian is about to be eaten. Fall into that. Okay, let's go like just a little bit high, because he doesn't want to get shot. Okay, so we're just gonna start triangular shape here for our thumb, and we're gonna just use the face as our anchor point. Okay, so it needs to be a little bit more this way, and this needs to be, I suppose we could, but that is a horribly sculpted thumb, which is also way too long. There, I think, he thinks. So it's part Inktober and part study, I suppose. Done this before, not Inktober, but done value studies like this before in the past, but never really stuck with it. But there was a art YouTuber, Broken Drawings or something like that. He swore by it. He'd do it for like 8 weeks or something like that, and apparently that just, and he would get massive art gains, or so the theory went. And yeah, there could be merit. And again, yeah, there could be merit to that. And go, yeah, sure, why not? Because I recently read brain fart. Read a manga, and I remember seeing a lot of it, and I'm going like, this is kind of like a little shapes in it. Like there's a lot of ink in this manga. Because I usually, when I think manga, I think a lot of lines. This was more shapes. They were wearing uniforms that were really, really black. Or obviously it was black, but more more solid black than lines, and then they just used white shapes like this to sort of just create the triangular, I don't know what to say, highlights in the uniform itself. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. Not gonna lie, and it was a bit unusual to see that you try to see anime or manga done that way. Though obviously it curves the other way. I'm not sure why I'm spending so much time on this hand when like the focal point should be this mustache, because the mustache is the thing. But oh well, here we are. And it kind of this shadow kind of just cuts off. Close. Needs to be a little bit higher. It's a little bit higher. Don't shoot me, hon. And becomes very, I don't know what to call it. I like abstract, but like and Sphinx design also swears with this, by the way. He's a pretty good art YouTuber who's been in the game for quite some time. And like if that is the tip, then you like it's pretty much just cuts it off right up there, roughly speaking. Yeah. And I mean that one cuts also so much. Much sooner. Yeah, because you're not you're not supposed to zoom in on these sorts of things, so. Right. But again, you only have two values to work with, so you kind of go like, you gotta make a decision, so the decision is skin only, more or less. Everything else is skin only, with the exception of like something to sort of signify that he's sitting on a chair. I'm kind of tempted to go for this like triangular shape here just to show that like no, because it then it blends in with the hand, but I can do maybe. Let's try it. It kind of goes like up here, and then kind of take a little bit up like that, and then down again. have a sneaking suspicion that's just gonna... this is kinda... Does that work? No, I don't think that works. It is bright, but it's not that. It's not nearly the same value. So you gotta do the squinting thing. But we could try and give him some hair, or at least a shine in his hair. Might not necessarily. I mean, it's kind of on the money. Something like that. So you sort of, you kind of just sculpt it in. It's not that bad, yeah. But I do notice that this probably needs to better show the hair. Yeah, that's much better. And you're kind of like, oh no, you're tracing, but and like, yeah, but the advantage of like sliding your reference over and like it can foster perfectionism. It's like, oh no, I need to tweak it, I need to nudge things around just a little bit more. But at the same time, it also gives you that valuable feedback loop. It gives you that valuable feedback which normally a teacher or a mentor would give you. Like, oh yeah, you do like this, you do a little bit more than that. Push this a little bit more. Who knows? But trying to sculpt a tiny little. Looks like that. Good enough, I suppose. But yeah, like there's a slight angle to his shadow nose that I don't seem to capture. And then of course, then there is the subject of this gentleman's no, I think that's I'm curving the shadow a little bit. It actually needs to go a little bit more like that. And probably up. This could probably be a smidge bigger. He says he just pretty much just makes it the same size. Actually, it kind of just needs to stay like that, more or less. think that's pretty much the same. Something like that. And that might not necessarily be that problematic. But yeah, this is the focal point, so that is probably what we would spend the most time on. But yeah, that horrible abomination of a hand. The worst card is like it's okay. It needs a shadow here. Like it's so hard. I mean, the other hands are hard. Like just by default. But also his like this whole you can squish this a bit and then it gets better. All hail our digital warlords. Not the AI crap, That's... Yeah, I'm seeing it, chat. I'm seeing it. So, yeah. Yeah, I think it's just this hand that needs to be fixed. Oh, I have no idea how to fix it. Screw my life. How am I going to fix? Okay, like I'm pretty happy with the face, by and large, which is the focal point, which is good. And I suppose we could just move you to down here. Just to keep it simple. Should I include cigarette smoke? Interesting. Interesting predicament. Wait, what? I've already been at this almost 46 minutes already? God dang. Time flies when you're having fun, right, chat? But yeah, like that hand though, that just looks so frickin' ugly. Okay, let's not complain and try to actually do something about it. That's not hard. Should have just moved adjusted so that this hand wouldn't be. I could have just, you know, done this and then his hand wouldn't be. But no. But that being said, like, being struggling with stuff that is on the fringes of your comfort zone, that is where the growth lies. That's what I like to tell myself. Which basically means you're going to be facing some resistance from okay, like this thing here kinda goes like low-key up like that. Yeah. Okay, like it goes a little bit out. So used to erasing that, but like I'm working on a purely black. Because this is a very black illustration. Or dark, should I say. Dark like my soul. Like the contents of my soul. But we're not gonna be that edgy or anything like that. Kind of curious if this music was double. Well, that was the initial idea. I have like an hour and 2 minutes worth of music, so the music stops, the stream stops. An hour's worth of stream, go like, yeah, there we go. I guess we will just okay, what if I'm just gonna save this. Okay, then we're gonna copy, we're gonna paste. And now I'm just gonna try and see if I can, like, this is technically speaking, cheating, I suppose, if you want to look at it that way. Okay, that's not bad. Like, with or without the cigarette smoke. I suppose we could just modify it a little bit more to just make it to do what our Papa Gamma Trap tells. Just, you know, shapes within shapes. Don't be boring. And do that. And do a bit of this. And something like that. We call this one Smoke. Smoking, non-smoking. Well, technically speaking, he's smoking on both of them, but you know. Do we call it a wraps? Do we call it quits there, chat, or do we keep pushing? I think we should keep pushing because I haven't gotten the eyeball in. And now, I think, can we get into 100% zoom? Yes, we can. And the funny thing about these sorts of things is that when you do the whole zoom in, then you go like, oh my goodness, look at that. It's so freaking hideous. But the purpose of this beautiful illustration is not to make it to make something, you know, finished, polished masterpiece. At least not for me. It's just like, look at this. It's so hair's all clean and crisp, and we're like, eh. But as long as it looks good from a distance, then you know, who cares? God dang, like his entire, it feels like his entire eyeball just now he just looks really bad and sinister and yeah. But if I put the eyeball here, oh my goodness, why doesn't that work? Okay, if I just, oh, not that. Yeah, I think it's just because this. I mean, and I guess, like, if you really, really want to get into the finer details of things, you can just go like do stuff like this, really. And go like, yeah, it's not that, I mean, it's not that much off, really. But now when I zoom in, I go like, holy crap, like, that nose shadow is not on point at all. Yeah. I suppose we can, this hand is just driving me nuts. So I'm just gonna see. Usually, experience dictates that when you do these kind of low-key cheats, but it's like, just gonna trace it, it still comes out bad. Even though, like, but I did everything correctly with a trace. Yeah, that hand is still very rough, but the face doesn't look near. Now, like, his nose looks a little like, yeah, but it's the bottom plane of it though. Excuse me. And it doesn't look like he's looking at them. It looks like he's looking to the side. And like like he does have this beam in his eyes. Maybe just recreate that. It is cool. The man has a I mean, it's closer to You shouldn't, technically speaking, you know, go into like, what was that? 300% zoom and whatever. Just put in. But we did a good chunk of it without zooming in, so I feel good about it. I don't necessarily feel that bad about it. But I suppose also if we do this, just sort of show that there's edge. Yeah, because it kind of low-key bothers me that this, you lose so much of this, like, what is going on with this gentleman? Like, yeah, sure, he is, but then you kind of get this, there's something going on, something goes up here, and then you sort of, alright, yeah, maybe he's sitting in a chair. You're sort of alluding to it. You can't show all of it, but you can allude to it. And we can go shoulder, because if the light is coming from his side, then we're like, yeah, maybe his shoulder catch some. Is that even where his shoulder is? No, it's not his shoulder. But I was pretty spot on with the like, it's a little bit off, but again, acceptable. But then we can just move that one down there. The angle was on point, it's just the placement of it that was terrible. Like, look at that. That is some oh, I need to, of course, clear my selection. I'm like, wait, why can't I paint? I want to paint. Or, and then we might have, you know, something like that. Oh, look at that. Now all of a sudden you have that. A little bit of a shoulder, but you don't see the other shoulder because like that shoulder is like, it disappears in the cast shadow of his head. And we'll get some rim light here, but we don't get that because that disappears outside of the frame. I might be a little bit too bold. Look at that. Music's over. Well, we can always put one last tune in. Lo-fi mood. We'll pick it up tomorrow with the next what do you want to call it? Next Inktober challenge.